जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Good noon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcoming you all to the Root Season number 1, the grand final, where X-Speed 11's taking on the white jersey, the Core, at this big stage, the finals. It's a very long tournament. The points table contained 5 teams battled up for this tournament. White jersey, X-Speed 11's, Elite Bulls, Silent Killers and Falcon 11's, out of which white jersey are the table toppers. Played 8 matches, won 7 out of 8 matches. Only losing game came against Speed 11X, and they are the table toppers. And at the second position we have X Speed 11s, who have played 8 games, 6 victory, 2 losing games at the second position. These were the teams facing off each other in this big stage, the finals, where one will be decided as the winning commodity. Interesting stuff is that white jersey have also taken a game against them already, and in that game obviously white jersey have won that game. By a difference of just 1 run. It was a close encounter, so similar kind of performance will surely be expected. White jersey were bowling first today. Will be quite good to watch out for with the way how they're going to tackle things out. In their 8 games league phase, they have did everything: second batting, first batting. These were mixing up together. Whatever the role given to them, they did that properly, and that's why they are there at this big stage. And on the other end, we should also be speaking about the opposition X-Speed 11s. They have the experience of playing against white jersey already in the league phase, where they have won the game, beaten up white jersey by a difference of 6 wickets. So white jersey lost only once, and that too against this team. They have to face the same team in the finals now. And one game won by white jersey, obviously. X-Speed 11s have batted first, batted second. Eventually they did everything to their context. So it's like both the teams did pretty much good things on all the aspects of the game. So something to look up for both the sides. And X-Speed 11s have some quality batters as well in their side. Praveen GP, the leading run scorer of the tournament. Janaki Raman, the second leading run scorer of the tournament. Both of them were from X-Speed 11s. So they'll be having some hype over there. And on the other end, with white jerseys tied, we could definitely see such players like Satish, who picked up 12 wickets. He's the leading wicket taker. Will be leading up with his performance in terms of blocking his opposition. And obviously Harish have also been picked up the bowlers. Let's wait and watch how the game is going to move right from the beginning. We've seen a couple of games happen here. We've seen a last over thriller where the team batting first have won in the previous game, the previous tournament's final, Scarlet season number 5. But that's a red ball cricket. This is white ball cricket. A slightly different all the way. And White Jersey, as an organizing committee, they have been conducting so many tournaments out there. This ground, and there is that L ground. You could see Twin Park here, two different grounds together, and along with that there is this MVR, there is this Jaya Engineering College, Jaya Arts College, so many places where White Jersey were hosting tournaments in a regular interval of time, and they have so many teams with them. This is one among those tournaments, but the speciality is the organizing committee themselves played this tournament, took the top position, and now they are going to play this final along with XP 11s. Set things up over there. Praveen G along with Gautam are opening the innings, and Harish gets the ball straight away. It's among the toppers of the leaderboard facing off each other. First ball. A backward punch to get the single done. Gets off the mark straight away with that single on this big stage. Praveen G is the leading run scorer, averaging 46.14 with a strike rate of 120 plus. He's been among the top performers of this tournament, and along with it there is Janaki Raman, who will also be playing today. On the other hand, we are watching someone like Harish is getting the ball. Strong shouts! No, says the on-field umpire. 7 wickets for Harish so far in this tournament with an economy of 5.40. Will be surely interesting to watch out for with the way how both the sides will be fighting up each other. The highest total chased is 142 in this tournament, so anything more than 145 will be a winning total as of statistics. But of course it's a big game, the pressure will be slightly different. Teams batting first have won most of the times. Keeping all these things in the mind, I think this might be a tactical approach from Speed 11 to bat first through the covers. Beautiful shot, and that is turning out to be a one bounce boundary. Slightly bowled way outside the off stump, and that is being taken in. 5 for no loss. Went in search of the ball, gets the ball done. Harish, being a left-handed fast bowler, have a lot of advantage to dismiss the batters. Left-armers usually have that wicket-taking nag, and having a wicket-keeper closer to the stumps might always have an upper hands. The batter will have that fear factor while stepping out, even while stretching himself forward. What if I lift my back foot? I may be stumped. That mindset is something that's important at this point of cricket. You need to get that fear factor to a batter. The batter usually have good clarity. He performs well. It's all about the mental clarity. If you give mental clarity to the batter, his thoughts will be good. His thoughts will be clear and aligned, and he can rotate the strike in a regular interval of time. If you block the batter's thoughts, then you can have an upper hands on breaking the batter's rhythm. Another good shot, gets the timing better, and the placement too as it travels over the boundary ropes. Another boundary. That's 9 runs so far in the first over. White ball cricket will always have a slightly bit extra dominance. The ball will race over the fence. That's why it's pretty much important for T20 format. Another one through the covers. This is much better stroke making goes for maximum, as it is taking care of this entire innings. Positive start to the first over. 15 for no loss after 1. Satish Watson, the new bowler. Good stop from the fielder. Saves a couple of runs for his side. 3 runs saved over there. Satish have been a good player with the ball. He is the leading wicket taker. Satish Watson, 12 wickets with an average of 15.42. The team will definitely expect him to do well in this big stage as well. It's not just about the skill sets or techniques, it's about the way how you use them. You may be having so much in your armory, but if you doesn't know how to use them, there is no point of learning such skills. And that's why mind game matters a lot. It's not about the way how you flight, it's not about the kind of turns you have, it's not about the category of variations you have. It's always important with the way how you can be able to pull things off. Swings and couldn't get the connection better. Oh, that's missing out the stumps. Tried his best, but unfortunately he goes over. You're running between the wicket, playing some positive cricket. But Satish Watson is having some good tactical approach. It's not letting the batters to score runs. Bowling at the 4th stump, good line, which is not that easy for the batters to get the boundary ropes cleared. One more time, much better one. All you have is to step out and go for big shots. When you step out, you always have this fear, what if I get stumped? That's why I spoke about this. Clarity is very important for a batter. The more you give the clarity, the more they see the gaps, they starts performing. So it's always important to block that clarity as a opposition captain. The more we block the mindset, the more mistakes the batters do. These were minor tactics for that. Finds the aerial route. That's what we've been speaking about. A couple of dot balls, and that's been taken. I think this will be given a dead ball. As it hit the wires upwards. There were wires traveling. The ball hit the cable. So this will be given a dead ball. Lucky chance here for Praveen. He was desperate, made that mistake, but gracefully got a life. That is turning out to be quite good under control. Just a little bit of tactical approach on what needs to be done. Trying to keep things over there. Squeezes through the covers. Man in deep will be just a single. A pretty decent over from Satish Watson coming to an end. Just 3 runs coming off that. 18 for no loss. Continues to bowl Harish. Good stop from the fielder. No chance of that going for single. Excellent stop at the point direction. Saves the boundary precisely for his side. Gliding it to the short skylar region for single. Trying to get things done in a regular interval of time. This is very much important at this point of time. They need to get things better in terms of rotating the strike. Good stop from the fielder. One more time he saves the boundary. This is not the first time he's doing that. It's very important at this point of time to cut those runs. These will be helping you out there in the second innings while chasing down the targets. Another one onto the back foot. Turning out to be decent over. Not much boundaries out there, but that early breakthrough was not happening. That's very much important in white ball cricket. If you couldn't make the impact in the power play, then batters will start dominating. Finds the aerial route, and there is no signs for the long on fielder to stop that. That's a huge maximum. on the slot, and he have taken that for granted. Another big shot, and one more sixer out there. Back-to-back sixers from Gautam to finish things up. One more expensive over. This is turning out to be 33 for no loss after 3. Satish Watson continues to bowl. I think the more pace you generate, the more chance for wickets. The more chance for going for big shots. When you look at the way how they attacked, they tried to attack the left-arm pacer who's having better pace, and that's why Gautam went for back-to-back sixers against him. But whereas for Satish, he's not someone who's hitting the batters with the pace, but he's someone who's tactically approaching the game, bowling at the right line and length, where the batters were finding it difficult to score runs on the board. Swings and gets a quick single out there. Go running between the wickets. Stream on the fielder. Taking much more better times out there. Plenty of other players waiting in dugout as well. Now Gautam back on strike. All eyes on this man. Scored a back-to-back sixers on the last 2 balls of the previous over. He'll be expected to play long innings, and on White Jersey's mind, they'll be keen on looking to stop this batter going. He's a very dominant batter. Got positive cricket out there from Gautam. When there is no pace, he's not taking that risk. He's not carrying away, even though he scored a couple of sixers. If there is a good ball being bowled, if there is a trap, he's playing consciously. That's a very good approach and sign of a good batter. Good batters tend to do this. When they play really well, they'll be playing more carefully, as that's the time everyone's eyes will be on you. There'll be more tactics on you. The bowlers will be giving their 100%, so you can't be so reluctant or relaxed. Run out opportunity. Missed down an easy appeal. Missing the chances out there. There are huge chances to get wickets done. As it is getting some good approach over there. 36 for no loss. That's a tossed up delivery and punished to a maximum. Hit the boundary rope. In fact, the fence directly goes for a maximum. And you got to wait for the on-field umpire's decision whether it's a legal delivery or is it offered a no ball. Just a 6. It seems it was not a no ball. Strong shouts from the wicket keeper. He's pretty much confident that it is a wicket. He seems he heard double sounds out there, it seems. Dot ball to end the over. That's 42 for no loss. Sonu Pratap, the new bowler. Time for some revolution. He's a really good cricketer. I've seen him playing in many good tournaments, even on a 30 overs cricket match yesterday. A wonderful off spinner. Usually have the capability to get that early breakthrough on his control. Thickish outside edge out there. Will be just a single. Good shot. And it beats the mid-off fielder comfortably. Long on trying to chase down. Wonderful stop that is. Saves 2 runs for his side. Amazing job at the long on region. Quick delivery, couldn't get the control that he is looking for. Gautam. This is turning out to be a real challenge for the bowling unit. White jersey are yet to get the first breakthrough. 45 for no loss at this point of time. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. It goes behind the wicket keeper. This is a wonderful outfield. And it rolls and goes over the boundary ropes. These have been the regular culture. That's what I've been speaking about. A soft and simple stroke making that left way to score that boundary. Trying to get it done through the covers. Will be just a single. 50 runs from the batting side. That's 50 for no loss after 5 overs. Kithivasan, the new bowler. That's in the air through the cover. Straight away goes for boundary. End changes. Hydration break came, but the rhythm doesn't break. They still continue to go with the same flow of scoring runs on the board. Gautam moves to his 40s. Catches the call as it fell short of the fielder. Not an easy one to grab that catch, to be very honest. But that is something that they need to be controlled of. Pulls it away. And that's a misfield, goes for boundary. This is very unfortunate. Adding more pressure to what's exactly happening. They're already scoring runs on the board. And this adds more onto his control. Praveen G have also started scoring boundaries. This is definitely turning out to be a big innings. Still no signs of wickets being taken. Cheeky single, as it is quite good under control with the way how it's being done. Turning out to be just a single. Everything is in his control as long as he can tackle this pressure well. Run out opportunity. That is quite good, running between the wickets at every angle. They were trying to stop the batters, but somehow they are managing to score runs on the board. End of power play, 62 for no loss. Continues out to bowl Sonu Pratap. Flat and quicker delivery, went for wide. Starting things off with the. I think it's all requires that one breakthrough. If that happens, sometimes one brings two, two brings three. They can come into the momentum of the game. As long as you gain the momentum, things will go out of your control. Slog sweeps and got the distance as well, goes for maximum. Good shot that is turning out to be. This was falling on the slot comparing to the previous one's length. Got himself under the ball well and stretches to find the aerial route. Praveen have also started finding ways to score runs on the board. It's not just one man's intent. On one side you have Gautam scoring sixers and sixers, and now Praveen have also joined the list. Sonu Pratap is known for bowling in the power play. He's a new ball bowler known for picking wickets in the power play. But unfortunately, none of these good bowlers can be able to give that early breakthrough today. Power play have been completely dominated. Glides it over, there will be just a single. They have tried to dominate this. Catches the call, fielder under the ball, and that is taken. First breakthroughs here. Finally, they're bringing out this breakthrough after this man's half century. Gautam has to make his way back to the pavilion. Sonu Pratap gets a breakthrough. It's been a tremendous delivery, quicker delivery at the offside, as Sonu Pratap understood that this man is targeting the onside. Exceptional performance that is, and no mistakes done by the fielder for his effort to get that first breakthrough for which they've been dying for right from the beginning of this innings. Good catch taken by Ishwaram. 74 for 1. Janagi Raman, the new batter, comes in at number 3. He's the second leading run scorer of the tournament. But that's quite good performance from Sonu Pratap. Finally brought in the breakthrough by dismissing a key batter. But straight away Janaki Raman finds the aerial route and found the fielder's hands. That puts down. As it eventually goes for a one bounce boundary as well. This is turning out to be an unfortunate event. Could have been 1 brought 2. He did everything, Sonu Pratap. Fielder was there in his position, but unfortunately drops it down. 78 for 1. But this is really positive cricket out there. Janaki Raman straight away went for the big shot. Continues the ball, Kirtivasan. Opens the bat face, no chance of... That was a single in fact, good running between the wickets. I thought that can never be going for a single. Good work done by Kirtivasan, guiding the game towards offside. Trying to bowl way outside the off stump where he's having 5 fielders. Another big shot, this time got the power and got the distance as well. Janakiraman, similar kind of stroke making, slog sweep at the cow corner region. Just look at the back foot, the way how he's bending up his knee. That's how he's getting himself in the position. And the timing does the rest. Tremendous stroke making. And you can't blame the bowlers for such shots. Kirtivasan did things right. He bowled way outside the off stump, but Janakiraman was well prepared for that delivery. He was also slower through the air. Now the final leg fielder cut down to short third man. Must be trying to bowl a quicker one outside the off stump, ensuring a thickish outside edge gets the fielder's hands. That's exactly being done. Strong appeal. And he knows that it's not going to be LBW. The moment you choose bowling round the wicket, you can't expect LBW. The margin for LBW will be very low. But this was understood that he was planning to bowl a quicker delivery. New batter doesn't behave like a new batter. Good try from the fielder anyway. He wanted second run, Praveen. And that just turns out to be a single. This is very much important, that the way how Janakiraman played as a number 3 batter, that's the proper resemblance of modern day cricket. This is why players like Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan or even Tilak Verma were being celebrated. Good one from Praveen. An innovative approach. In fact, good comeback from Kirtivasan as well after conceding a sixer in the second ball. A proper variations, flighting a ball and then bowling a quicker one. This is going to be interesting delivery. Steps out and finds the aerial route. Fielder under the ball. Puts it down again. And this is not the first time it's happening. Catches are being dropped. And Kirtivasan will surely be disappointed. He set things up. He created an opportunity, but the opportunity was not taken. That's how it exactly went out of his control. White Jersey are losing their way in catch taking. 88 for 1 after 8. Continues to bowl Sonu Pratap. Just the footwork coming on to play. Smart and sensible cricket, maintaining the run rate more than 11 runs per over. That may ensure that we might see a 200 plus total as well in this game. A special day, a special evening. We might see a special T20 contest as well. 2 is the call from the batters. Good work from the wicketkeeper, stopping things out there. Speaking about 200s being scored, White Jersey, the core, have scored 200 in their second match. Overall, it's been plenty of time teams have scored 200 plus. Silent Killer scored 225, White Jersey scored 200. 231 by X-Speed 11s. They've already done this in this tournament. That's the highest first innings total by a team. 231. But not many instances. Only 2 to 3 instances where teams scored 200. And anything more than 140 was defended as well. A cheeky attempt at the final leg region. Nobody standing at the deep. And it eventually goes over the boundary ropes. Smart and sensible batting against a top quality bowler. Look at that. He saw there is no fine leg out there. Rather than risking your wicket by playing at the mid wicket region, This is smart and sensible approach. White jersey is such a venue that would offer you a lot of support in terms of outfield. Another dot ball over there. We just want to end this over, turning out to be a decent over despite of conceding a boundary. 6 runs so far. Another one at the same region. The mistakes were not rectified, and that's how they conceded another boundary at the same region. Once again, no fine leg at the position that lead Janagiraman to go with that shot selection, and he was successful in completing that as a boundary as well. 10 runs came on that over. It's 98 for 1. Cheeky single to begin things off. Prajesh Rajan, the new bowler, bringing on more spinners into the context of the game. Prajesh Rajan replacing Keithivasan. This is really good stuff to watch out for. Having more spinners on the game might give the captain a lot of cushion to put different attack on the batter. Slips in position as well. Speaking about spinners doing the magic, using a spinners is a different gutsy approach from any captain. We could eventually see spinners bowling less, maybe 4 to 5 overs in a game, or sometimes there won't be any spinners on a team. These are because of the fear factors or not having better understanding on how spin bowling works. Appeal over there, the wicketkeeper is confident. And that's been given out, it seems. Tani, tani. Tani, tani. Some discussions over there. The batter is not ready to leave. That he is appealing that it's not hit on his gloves. Not given out end of the day. Praveen G will be continuing out to bat on. Good stop from the fielder through the covers. Will be just a single. That's 100 up here. X-Speed 11s have been really speeding up this innings. So far, no signs of a boundary in this over. That's slightly having extra flight over there. But so far, no powerful stroke making against this bowler, Prajesh Rajan. Maybe if he could be able to land it at the good length, he could be one of the dominant bowlers to watch out for today. Oh, that goes over the bowler's head and over the commentary box as well. A huge maximum to end this over. Another sixer. 1 at 8 for 1 after 10. This is what the shot we've been speaking about. Landed on the slot. Put on a proper range that's been taken with good control from Praveen G. 108 for 1. Kishore, the new bowler, straight away gets into good control over that. Starts off with a single. Kishore U17. The partnership was broken at the right point of time, but again a new partnership built. That Praveen and Janaki Raman were making sure that they're building up this partnership. There'll be a lot more batters waiting out there to play in the death overs. Big shot, fielder under the ball, and that's taken. No mistakes done at the long on. Gets a breakthrough finally. This is what they've been looking for a very long time. A few catches dropped, a few misfields, and finally a good catch was taken. There you could see. Excellent work at the deep. 1 at 9 for 2 it is. Praveen G walking back to the pavilion. Maybe just a single. Catches the call, will be just a single. Arun as the new batter came in at number 4. Cheeky one. Good over that is turning out to be from Kishore. After a couple of overs went out of their control, 4s and 6ers, drop catches. This is aligning up together. Single to end the over. 113 for 2. Go straight. Couldn't beat the fielders, will be just a single. Swing and just couldn't get the control that he's looking for. Squeezes through the sweeper cover, fielder in position, and that is put down by the fielder. Again, they're falling on the same category. Not sure whether it's a vision problem or not. Maybe sunshades are not on that direction. Should have been taken. Must be an easy catch. 118 for 2 it is. These are the areas where the innings might get tougher when a new batter comes and the game gets slower, and that's when you should plan to pick some wickets. Everything sets in place. Drop catches have been constant. For every 2 to 3 overs, one drop catch happens, and that stops the flow. Even though the bowlers are setting up the opposition, even though the bowlers are creating opportunities, if the catches were not taken, you can never stop the run rate. And this is what you get. One more catch opportunity, and one more time it's a dropped opportunity. But this time it's Ashok, who's one of the fine fielders. Plenty of drop catches, and those drop catches are converted into sixers and fours. On a T20 game, this is very slight margin of error, and if it continues out, then you know what went wrong in this game. Quicker delivery, and that's been placed at the deep square region, where no chance for the fielder to stop that, going for boundary. One bounce boundary this time, and this is turning out to be an expensive over. This was the intent to bowl a quick delivery was right, but the line was not right. He straight away tried to bowl onto the body of the batter, and no fine leg in position, no square leg in position. A risky approach from Brajesh Rajan. So far 15 runs came in this over. Running between the wickets. 12 gets completed, 130 for 2. Continues to bowl Kishore. Kishore brought in a breakthrough on his previous over, but unfortunately true drop catches on Brajesh over have eased out the pressure from the game. As it is turning out to be a slightly bit challenging one. Janaki Raman is playing really good innings, as Arun have already scored 18 of 7 balls. As they have been satisfied with just that single, things have been slightly complicated with the way how it's going. There'll be plenty of batters, like it's just number 4 batter and number 3 batter batting together. Slog sweeps and no chance for the fielders to stop that, going for a maximum. Now the simplistic way of stroke making, Arun goes for a sweep shot and got the connection. But look at this back foot, the way how he bent this to get into position early and makes it look easier. This is really tough chance. .137 for 2 with that sixer. Good one from Kishore out there. He's again trying to go for the sweep shots, Arun. Tremendous batting display from every batter, had contributed something to the team. Another sweep shot, another better stroke making. Finds a man in deep, but eventually turns out to be a really good shot to watch out for. Is very good at getting into positions early. 13 gets completed, 138 for 2. Swings it away, catches the call. And that is one more boundary, extra bounce. More than the predicted level, as the fielder couldn't stop the ball going for boundary. Could clearly see over there. Scoreboard moves to 142. This is reaching to a peak where nobody could stop the batters from scoring runs on the board. Goes for wide. Couldn't get the control that he's looking for, as he's swinging it and missing it out there. Two's the call from the batters. They're satisfied with a single as well. No chance of going for second run, but this overthrow gave some opportunity. White jersey are leaking runs in all possible ways. Sometimes the bowlers are putting in good control, but the fielding standard is not actually balancing that. Just this is how the batters scored today. Praveen GP 33 runs, Gautam 51 runs, Janaki Raman 28 not out, and Arun is 31 not out. And all the batters have scored at least one sixer today and one boundary today. So no batter have lost their wicket without scoring a boundary or a sixer. That is how the batting display from XP 11 so far. Projected score shows 215. but probably they might be getting way more than that. Continues out to bowl Satish Watson. The leading wicket taker is also not having the right time today to get things done. Change of pace from Satish Watson as it is keeping things with the right balance out there. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Single to end this over. 147 for 2. Keithivasan back into the attack. Glided behind. Will be just a single. Gets back to strike Arun Shankar. Swing and a miss, and the fingers going up. Gets a breakthrough. After very long time missing some dropped opportunities, finally Keithivasan gets his first one. Arun S, the set batter, 32 of just 14 deliveries, is making way to the back to the pavilion. 148 for 3 it is. Speed 11. Naveen, the new batter, comes in at number 5. Oh, that's pretty much closer. I think this is where the phase they have to try stopping the batters from scoring runs on the board. A wicket have fallen, new batter came in. Might be having some time to step into scoring runs on the board. That's where some dot balls will be offered. That's where, oh, this should be avoided. This should be avoided. He gets off the mark with that single. This is where we have to stop the scoreboard, and it keeps on moving because of one factor. The misfield is offering a lot to the batters today. And we've been watching that live opportunities, dropped catches, that goes as a sixer, that goes as a boundary. Here a new batter gets an easy single with misfield. Good stop this time through the covers. That's what pretty much important. Run rate isn't kept in control. Now it's 10.04. Oh, lucky one that is for the batting unit. That takes the scoreboard to 150 plus 154 it is with that boundary. That's wide plus 4. Quicker one from Kirti Vasan. That the wicketkeeper tried to adapt to the conditions, but unfortunately it was way too quicker to go out of his control. Definitely it's gonna be a thrilling T20 encounter, like the way what happened on the yesterday's Pakistan vs Sri Lanka game. Single to end the over. That's 155 for 3. Prajesh Rajan back into the attack. And change of end as well. Last 5 overs, the so-called death overs in action. 155 for 3 it is as of now the scorecard. Swings and misses out, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. The way how he started things off with the dot ball, as it's quite good to watch out for. Through the covers, catches the call as that beats up the fielder easily and goes for boundary as well. Gets a boundary. Easy pickings for the batter this time. This was the shot we've been speaking about. That was never a catch for sure, but this should be stopped at this stage. Moves with it stings Janaki Raman. We've seen 1 half century so far in this innings. Other than that, the batters were contributing with 20s and 30s. This is really gifted innings that each and every batter had a potential to score runs on the board. Go down from Prajesh. Those things were quite good. Couple of dot balls and singles as well. Much use of spinners have been quite good today. They used Sonu Pratap, they used Prajesh, they used Kirtivasan. I think that's really good approach. As a captain, you must believe and use your spinners to the maximum. Oh, that's missing down the stumps. Unfortunate and unlucky as well. They didn't go for the boundary. Will be a couple of runs on the board. .160 for 3. In fact, 162 for 3. Strong shouts. Oh, that is really good turn. Even though if it doesn't get the feather, look at the turn that he generated. A well-flighted delivery. That's why I mentioned white jersey is a wonderful place for spinners. 163 for 3 after 16. Good comeback from white jersey from a point where the 220 was possible. Now the run rate is 10.19. Controlling the opposition. Still XP are in driver's seat, but the run rate have been controlled. From 220s to 200 became the expectation. They might even stop the batters less than 200. There may be a chance. Kirtivasan to bowl his last over, 1 for 13, 3 overs. Starting things off with a quicker one that you could see over there. The boundary count is reducing. It's not the way how it used to be before the 12th over. Somewhere they have pulled out the game from the situation where it became worse to the situation where they can stop the batters from scoring runs. Good one. Back to back quicker deliveries as this is death overs. 17th over to a spinner. And obviously you can give overs to spinners, but adapting to that situation matters a lot. When you bowl in the power play, your ability to bowl it will be different. When you bowl in the death overs, the choice of bowling will be different. That's what I mentioned. You may be having so many categories in your armory, but which one you use on a situation shows your ability to play the game. Sweeps it away, and no man stands in the deep. That will be going for the boundary. But this time this comes from the bats of Naveen. First boundary for Naveen as well. I won't say it's a poor delivery from Kirtivasan. It's a well structured delivery, but the shot was outstanding. There was a fielder standing in front of square. And speaking about techniques, you may be having a googly, you may be having a flipper, you may be having a lot more variations, but what matters the most is if it doesn't know when and how to use it, it will be a challenge. And that's why it's always important to learn the game and play that mind game. If you know even just 2 turns, if you could use that precisely, you can lead the game. There is one spinner called Nathan Leon from Australia who doesn't have much of variations. All he knows is pace variation, turn variation. He turns the ball, he bowls a straight to one. With those 2 variations, he ruled the game for almost a decade. That's because the way how you read the mindset. Good stop from the fielder. And that's why spinners can be used at any point of the game. It's about the way of how that particular spinner is reading the game and using his techniques wisely. Just 8 runs coming off this over so far. Finds the aerial route and the distance as well. Goes for a massive sixer to end things off. That's 177 after 17 overs. This was that shot we've been speaking about. Again a quicker delivery. Not a poor one, but he was ready with the position, Naveen, and that gave him the result. One more batter scores a sixer. So all the batters came today had a sixth in this game. Harish back into the attack. Swing and a miss. Wonderful delivery, starting off with a wide Yorker, nailing it over there. This will be interesting contest to watch out for, with the way how Janagiraman and Naveen will be fighting hard to cross 210 or 220. There is a possibility that this game has a wide range of expectation. It may be 200, or it may be 220, or it may be even 230. Not much better connection. That it's clear that he's trying to bowl a wide Yorker. What's surprising is not having a deep point fielder. Typically when a bowler bowls a wide Yorker, he'll be having a sweeper cover and a deep point fielder as well. As usually the batters will glide the ball over the point fielder, but there is no deep point fielder. It's still a typical T20 field positioning. Harish must look into that region. Inside edge, and there is a fine leg in position, will be just a single. It's quite good under control. Another good delivery. Wonderful over. This is from Harish. Just 2 runs of 4 deliveries. What's most beautiful is every single time he's nailing that Yorker. Imagine the amount of practice that he made to get this done. It's not for the first time or second time. He's giving the clue to the batters that I'm going to bowl on this range. No bouncers, no surprise slower deliveries. I'm going to bowl Yorkers one after the other outside the off stump. And strong shouts from the wicketkeeper. And the batters walking away. Oh, that is pure discipline coming into play. Kudos to the batter. Kudos to Janagiraman for his utter discipline. Look at that. He's not even looking at the on-field umpire. He's straight away walking away. Harish gets his first wicket anyway. 179 for 4 it is. XP. Vicky, the new batter, will be given a wide for sure. That's just 3 runs so far and a wicket as well. 180 for 4, and the run rate is kept in control now. The projected score shows 202 again. The over started with 177 in 17 overs. Will be another wide. Was missing his angle while releasing the ball. This is a really good skill set to have for T20 format for any young cricketer growing up. Wide Yorkers are special options, but you should also know what kind of field positionings you should have for a wide Yorker. Today Harish did not consider any runs on that region, but typically that will be the most challenging region while bowling wide Yorkers. Swing and a miss. Not a good ball to end this over. That's just 4 runs coming off that over. 181 for 4. Satish Watson to bowl his last over. Catches the call. And that's onto the fielder's hands. No mistakes done at long on. Just enjoying that brand of cricket. I was about to say that Satish Watson didn't got a wicket in this innings. And that moment straight away Satish Watson gets it. 181 for 5 it is. Good shot that is. Starting off with a single. Now two new batters, Satish and Vicky. Now there is a bright chance that White Jersey could stop them from scoring 200 as well. It's all up to the way how Satish bowls this over and the final over as well. Slower delivery gets thickish outside edge as the fielder chases down the ball and somehow manages to stop that from going to the boundary. Couple of runs on the board for that, but eventually made it good. The batters couldn't be able to score runs on the board for that. Now Sonu Pratap has a over, Harish has a over, and Prajesh too has a over, who will bowl the last over. As far as the recent performance with the way how Harish bowled that wide Yorker, he might be given another opportunity. Good shot from the bowler. 2 is the call and they're running back for the second run as well. Couple of runs on the board. The intention is to clearly score 200 runs and they need 14 of 8 balls. Catches the call, fielders converging together. Good stop from the fielder. Even though it's falling short of him, he's trying to save that boundary. A wonderful effort from Mukesh out there at the sweeper cover region. 6 runs so far with 1 to go. The death overs are turning out to be really productive overs for White Jersey. When you look at the way how things went on past couple of overs, it's been really good to watch out for. The 18th over went for just 2 runs. In fact 4 runs. And now the 19th over is also getting just 7 runs. Good control over there, 188 for 5, 19 overs. Harish to bowl the last over, obviously. And he set the fielding properly. This is what we've been speaking about. All you need is a deep point fielder, and they have a deep point fielder. Go running between the wickets, got 2 runs for that. Really good field positioning from Harish. He understood everything properly, bowling according to his field positionings, or setting the fielders according to the way how he's planning to bowl. Having a fine leg if it gets an inside edge. Short third man. And there is a deep point fielder and a sweeper cover as well. Never ever. They're running the first runs quickly. And these misfields are offering extra runs over there. Couple of runs that the batters were easily getting. All eyes on the 200 mark will be psychologically confident total. There'll be a huge difference if they got themselves controlled at 198 or 199 from 200. That one run makes a difference psychologically. It also plays a crucial role in terms of a T20 game. Go straight. I think there is a less chance for 2 here. Still they're running back for the second run. That's a risky approach. Ends out to be a wicket falling down. That's the story of Vicky coming to an end. He clearly knows that they're running back for the second run. Good throw from Prajesh Ranjan. 193 for 6. Was for wide anyway. Mohan, the new batter, came in at number 8. Who's of the non-strikers in. 6 runs required for 200. 3 balls in action. Will they be trying to go for 3 twos, or is it just 1 shot away? We can wait and watch for that. But Harish have been outstanding. Despite of his first 2 overs, went for a couple of runs on the board. 2 is the call. Amazing field set. And good work from the fielder at the deep. That's a single over there. No chance of 200. Two more to end this innings. 195 for 6. With the kind of start that they've got at initially, there was an expectation of around 220 to 250. It's been really good comeback from White Jersey to pull things out, dismissing the key batters, especially the set batters. In fact, straight after the wicket of Janaki Raman, everything fell in place for White Jersey. Those drop catches, if they caught the catches at the right time, the scoreboard would be eventually lesser than this. They must have blocked their oppositions for 170 or 160 range. 196 for 6 with 1 more to go. Now 200 looks out to be challenging. That's pretty much dominant performance. Now Harish to bowl the last ball of the first innings. Moves across, takes the tossed up delivery to the leg side. Fielders converging together, and that eventually goes for boundary. Reaches the 200 mark. That's going to be psychologically confident total here for X-Speed 11s. They're ending up this innings with 200 runs. Look at that. That's the way it went out of their control. One thing White Jersey have to increase or improve from this game, it would be their fielding standard, or it may be accidental on today's performance. We're not sure, but today's fielding standard have costed them more than 30 runs through drop catches, misfields that went for sixers and boundaries. Now looking at the scorecard, X-Speed 11's Praveen GP began the innings along with Gautam. Gautam's quick 550 set the tone in the power play, and then Praveen put partnership with Janagiraman, lost his wicket for 33 and Janagiraman 39, Arun Shankar's 32, Naveen Kumar's 15. All the top 5 batters had a boundary, a sixer on their names, and then Vicky and Sadish Chuvi came at the end and somehow managed to get things done at the end of 20 overs. Harish have bowled really good with wide Yorkers, but initially have conceded a lot of runs in the power play. Satish Watson was the pick of the bowler as usual, 28 for 1, Sonu Pratap 34 for 1, Kirtivasan 44 for 1, Prajesh Rajan didn't got wicket today, and Kishore 13 for 1. That's how the bowling card looks like. Now white jersey, if they ever plan to win this game, 201 is the required target for them to win this game and the trophy as well. Whereas for X-Speed 11s, they have to defend 200. Let's wait and watch what's going to happen in the second innings. Right into the second innings, BV Dinesh and Ishwaryam are the openers out there, and Janaki Raman with the ball. 201, a mammoth target in front of them. Can they be able to climb up this Everest? If they could be able to make it happen, they are going to be the champions. Deep point and third man in position. First ball here. Swings and couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Catch was the call, but that eventually goes for single. Of 119 with slips in position. Ishwar M to face his first ball. Just keeping things under control. Extreme pace here from Janaki Raman. Gets off the mark with a single. Ishwar M. Every single run matters right from here. That's why they were hesitant to go for the second run as well. That's pretty much important at this point of time. You can clearly see a slight bit of dust formation on the conditions. It's the third consecutive match here today. We also have seen two 30 overs cricket match yesterday on the same wicket. Even though the wicket was slightly made better today, we already seen two T20 matches, and this is the third match. Eventually dust formation will happen when you hit the pitch with ball again and again. Finds the aerial route and gets a distance as well. That eventually clears the boundary ropes. That goes for a maximum. First sixer of the innings. And BV Dinesh is saying a statement that he is here to chase down this target. Look at the spectacular view of this ground. That's really a positive start out there. 8 for no loss as of now. Onto the back foot, squeezes through the covers. A man in deep will be just a single. I could clearly see the kind of confidence that they're having. Every ball was met in the middle of the blade, trying to capitalize the momentum right from the beginning. BV Dinesh and Ishwar. This can never be that simple to tackle thing with positive intent. Catches the call, that's high in the air. Mid-on covers it and just went out of his control. Goes for boundary. That was almost there for the opportunity from Ishwar M. That was the shot we've been speaking about. Looks like it's taking up in the air at the same place, but it was eventually traveling, and you can't blame the fielder for that. He gave his best. Good try from Naveen, but unfortunately it went out of his control. A boundary on the sixer in the first over. 13 runs already, with 1 to end this over. There'll be plenty of runs required. They have to follow with the same fashion. Through the covers, good stop from the fielder. Will be single and he'll be keeping the strike back for the next over. 14 for no loss. Ashwin into the attack, a left arm medium pacer. The biggest confusion is when you set such high targets that mentally gives some clarity to the batters on what needs to be done. When you set a target of 150 or 160, there'll be confusion whether we should play an attacking cricket or we should play relaxed cricket, because it's a moderate target. You can't say that's a high target or you can't say that's a low target. So since it is a moderate target, the batters can choose the priority. They'll be given option whether it's attacking cricket or whether it's defensive cricket. That give a lot of confusion, double mind confusions, and the batters would eventually lose wickets. But when it comes to high target, you clearly know what needs to be done, and that's it's a mental clarity. And that's why sometimes when the target was set very high, the start will be really good. The batters will start dominate the bowlers, because they know what needs to be done. The runs are not enough. You can't stay relaxed. You have to maximize numbers. If it's a very good delivery, instead of making it a dot ball, you can try scoring a single here and there. If it is a slightly loose delivery, you try to maximize the numbers, get a sixer. That's how a batter approaches a T20 high target chases. Goes out there with the dot ball. 2 runs so far in this innings. In this over. Good that he's bowling round the wicket. We've seen Harish bowling over the wicket, a quick fire left arm pacer. But Ashwin was not that quick pacer, but is bowling at the right areas, and surprisingly he's bowling round the wicket. Long off in position and long on in position, expecting that the batters might be trying to go over the bowler's head or go as straight as possible. That's why he's putting 2 fielders at long off and long on. Quite good under control with the way how it's been out there. Couple of dot balls for Ishwar as well. I think fielding standards is going to decide who's going to make it today. White jersey have did a lot of mistakes on fielding. Drop catches, misfields. Those drop catches went for sixers and boundaries. Maybe if this is going to be a 200 game, there will be such opportunities in this innings as well. If those catches are taken properly, I think X-Speed can make it happen. But a note opportunity, but that is a weird throw. Not sure why he went out to this mindset. Have never seen such a weird throw out in cricket. I think seems the ball went out of his hand. Also, speaking about chasing high targets, 142 is the highest target chased in this tournament. 142, not even 150. And surprisingly, that 142 target was chased by X-Speed against White Jersey. The same 2 teams have been the participants on that game, but the chasing team was X-Speed. Apart from that, whenever 150 plus scored, the first batting team have won the game. These were statistics that could support some statements, but it's not that White Jersey can't chase these targets. Final is a different game altogether. Got good connection. There is a man in deep. Really good captainship here for X-Speed. Just before this ball, they set the fielder at that position and invited mid-off inside the circle. Single to end the over. That's 18 for no loss. Naveen Kumar, the new bowler, into the attack, shuffling the bowlers. Beautiful delivery. That's well left from BV Dinesh as well. By the way, BV Dinesh is the dangerous cricketer. The more soon you pick his wicket, the more you could get comfortable in the game. He gets better as long as he plays, and he have the ability to finish things off even if the target is 201. If Dinesh continues to play his attacking intent, things might change in favour of white jersey. Good stop from the fielder. So far the fielding standard have been impressive to watch out for from X-Speed comparing to white jersey. This is just this game statistics, not entire ability. White jersey might be a different fielding unit altogether on a different day, but today things didn't went into their favour. The reason why I'm kept on repeating about this is I think that is the aspect which is going to decide who's the winner today. It's not about batting or bowling, as both the sides have equal champion cricketers, good people who have ability to win games. Long off and sweeper cover and deep, rest of the fielders inside the circle, which shows that he's trying to bowl way outside the off stump. That's the only way you don't have long fielders on the leg side. Exactly, that's where he's trying to bowl way outside the off stump. 10.36 the required run rate. Trying to keep it under control. Extras have also been a pressure factor. Never got ever. First misfield, and that's not getting any runs on the board. Good backup over there. It is still in good control, that they are not leaking any runs that easily. Setting all the fielders on the offside, only 2 on the leg side, and bowling outside the off stump. It's pretty clear that he decides which side of the ground is going to be used. Let's split this into 2 semicircles, and one is the offside and the other is the leg side. The bowling unit is trying to move the game towards the offside, and the batters were also reacting to the same direction. Go running between the wickets. Smart approach here from Ishwar to steal a single out there. They'll be getting 2 runs for that wide plus single, which is quite good under control. That brings Ishwar back on strike. Might be feeling comfortable against bowlers like Naveen. No runs conceded in bat in this over. All of these game is extras. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Really good over from Naveen Kumar, trying to tackle things out to handle the pressure. Will be just a single out there as well. It is still in good control over there. Naveen Kumar is setting up the fielders properly. Wherever runs gets leaked, there is a fielder. (22 for no loss), which is 4 runs coming off this over. Moves across, couldn't get the control that he is looking for. That's wide given, but the batter was moving. That's what Naveen Kumar is also appealing. But it seems the on-field umpires have seen a huge difference from wide line to the way half the ball travels. Getting another extras. Extras needs to be controlled. This is because he's bowling in the power play, and you have to maintain the line outside the off stump to not let the batter scoring on the leg side. Single to end the over. That's 24 for no loss. Continues to bowl Ashwin. Good work done by wicketkeeper as well. That goes for wide. Too many extras so far. We could clearly see the amount of extras being bowled in this inning so far. Even in the previous over, we've seen 4 extras. Another one went out of their control. A slight bit of change on the variation, which is letting the batters to struggle scoring runs on the board. This is where pressure builds up. With that high intensive pressure, the batters will start making mistakes. That's why it's always important to focus on the dot balls. 5 wide so far. And just 3.1 overs, 5 wides. Attempted Yorker, wonderful delivery. That is turning out to be. He's really setting up the fielders according to the way how he bowls. He knows exactly where the batters target. Sometimes he puts mid-on fielder, sometimes he put long-off fielder. Now he's putting long-off and mid-on comes inside the circle for Ishwar. This decides what kind of lengths he'll be preferring to bowl. Another wonderful delivery. Attempted Yorker. That the batters were struggling to get things done over there. Just a single out there. Not much with control as well. Just to end the over. Got things done with the way how it went so far. It's quite good under control as well. Swinging a miss, couldn't get the connection. Another wide over there. I think Ashwin is missing his line. He's trying to invade the stumps for both the batters, especially for BV Dinesh. He's putting the deep in wicket fielder just to make sure he's attacking the stumps one after the other. Two is the call. Two fielders converging together. Good stop from the fielder. That'll be just a single. And one more time, the fielding standards have been amazing. That is setting up good tone for them. 30 runs together with this partnership, BV Dinesh and Ishwar. But definitely a lot more needs to be done at this point of time. Chasing down 201, you need to be aware every single over. Even if one over gets out of your control, you should make it out with the next over. By also making sure one batter builds a very big innings. That is most important. Always an innings will revolve around one batter. Catches the call. That pierces between two fielders. And no chance for them to stop that, going for boundary. A welcome boundary at this point of time. Ishwar M breaks the silence after a very long time and gets a boundary against Ashwin. Really good outfield. This is supporting the batters. 4 gets completed, 34 for no loss. Tekish outside edge. And good stop from the short third man fielder. Saves 3 runs for his side. Continues to bowl Naveen Kumar. That's why I mentioned early, a couple of overs before too. Fielding standards are going to decide the fate of this game. Imagine if that went for boundary, the momentum will be completely different for BV Dinesh, and he would have tried to maximize the numbers. But now he's at the non-strikers end, watching Ishwar batting, and bowler gets a confidence. That's a single. Swing and a miss couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Only 2 fielders on the onside. With long off and sweeper cover in position, definitely Naveen Kumar is going to attack on the outside half stump line. That's how we use it to approach regularly. And a good shot. Be just a single. That you could see behind. On L ground, a red ball cricket is happening. People in whites were playing. You could clearly see at the fine leg region. That's the second ground. That's why this venue is called Twin Park. 2 grounds together. More or less similar grounds. The distance might be slightly different. The one you're watching behind is a slightly small ground comparing to the one this match is happening. This is XL and that is L. And apart from this, there are few other venues out there for white jersey as well in terms of conducting tournaments. Catches the call, and that is a tremendous shot. Nobody could stop that going for boundary. In fact, nobody was moving for that. Exceptional stroke making from BV Dinesh. And it's not a poor delivery. That's the beauty. Look at that. It's a good delivery, but this man made a good delivery. Looks like a loose delivery. Outstanding batting effort from BV Dinesh. Couldn't get better at the connection. Seems it hit the toe end. The sound is completely different. But anyway, that is turning out to be positive environment. Really good view to watch out for at this point of time. A fine evening, a fine Sunday evening. An interesting T20 match with 200 plus J's on. And you could watch 2 beautiful grounds with greeneries at the background. Catches the call, but nobody could stop that. One more boundary, but this time it comes from Ishwar's bat. Look at that. But this is an easy length, to be very honest. Back of length gave a lot of time for batter to adapt, and he places it to perfection. 45 for no loss. Vicky, the new bowler, comes into the attack. Time for some revolutions. Finally. Despite of the fielding standards, despite of the bowlers doing well, BV Dinesh and Ishwar were trying to fight against the tough bowling of Xspeed. Now this being the last over of power play, they should try maximizing the numbers. This is already a good power play dominated by white jersey batters. They had some challenges, they had some pressure, they had fought well against top quality bowlers, but they didn't lose any wicket. Good running between the wickets. Sweeps it away as the deep mid-wicket fielder chases down. Just a single over there. Getting things under control. Couple of singles in this over so far. That is a deep mid-wicket and long on in position, expecting there'll be a catch opportunity out there. And beating up long off fielder, the mid-off fielder in fact, is very challenging task here. You could see the mid-off fielder is tall and mid-off itself is very longer right from this angle. This end clearing long off is very challenging. So it's not a good idea. The only option they have is to go for the sweep shot. The square leg is kept empty. There is a short square leg fielder. Other than that, nobody is standing at the deep. Else they can go for back foot punch or cut shot. These were some smartest way of scoring runs on the board. Strong shouts signals no the on-field umpire. Steps out and squeezes through the covers as nobody standing at the deep to stop that going for boundary. Exceptional stroke making that is. The good thing is that he's not opening up his body. Look at his left shoulders. It's actually guiding the drive. That's the way you can play those shots. And that's 50 up here with those boundary as well. 53 for no loss, white jersey. Guides away out there, a note opportunity. Ends up to be the dot ball. In fact, a single it seems. That's the end of power play. 54 for no loss. Manoj Kumar, the new bowler, catches the call as it beats up the point fielder, and that outfield does the rest. Boundary to begin the post power play. This was the shot we've been speaking about. That is only the sweeper cover fielder you could see on picture. He's chasing, but is far from the ball. 58 for no loss. Now the power play have ended anyway. 5 fielders can be placed outside the 30th circle. The one you see on the visual long off. Along with that, there is a long on fielder, there is a cow corner fielder, and there is a deep mid wicket fielder as well. And sweeper cover the 5th fielder. 5 fielders to a maximum of outside the 30th circle. And inside the circle, they're having extra covers, short third man, and backward point, and the cover point as well. Will be just a single that brings strike back to BV Dinesh as well. They're still on the chase. That 143 required of 83 balls, and you have all your batters available. You didn't lost any batter. That's a huge sign for White Jersey to make it happen. But any good over with the ball can change up the momentum. That's the beauty of defending a high target. You might come back into the game at any point of time. This is really good way to start this over. Started things off with a boundary and then scoring a couple of singles here and there could eventually help you to get into the game. There are only two types of interesting T20 contests. One will be high target chasing and the other will be low target defending. Catches the call as it fell short of the fielder and eventually goes over the boundary ropes as well. Now the misfields are coming on to the game as well. Must be stopped at this level of cricket, but eventually goes out of their control. This was the shot we've been speaking about from Ishwar M. Good try, but should be stopped at this level of the game. 64 for no loss. This time to the left of long off fielder. 2 is the call. And they are satisfied with the single that BV Dinesh is interested for the second run. That overthrow led them to go for the second run. Bring strike back to Ishwar M as well. They're still on this chase. It's already 12 runs coming off this over. Turning out to be a high scoring venue. Moves across and a good awareness from Manoj Kumar. Straight away changed the line. He was expecting to place it to the fine leg region. Dot ball to end the over. That's 66 for no loss. Another cheeky attempt. This time it's got close. It must be LBW. If it's not LBW, it must have hit the bats. We're not sure what the on-field umpire says. Two-way appeal. Look at that. What else it is? If it's not LBW, why it's not LBW? Anyway, the umpire have thought something clear. With this view, we cannot come for the conclusion. Still fighting for the first breakthrough. Much better one from B with Dinesh. Call for the second run as well. Be satisfied with that single. The required run rate is 10.58. As they were trying to keep up the momentum. Squeezes through the covers for singles. Pulls it away to the deep mid-wicket region. 2 is the call, and they'll be running back for the second run comfortably. They could bring up the reminiscence of many interesting T20 games that went on to be high target chasing. In 2018 IPL, where Bhuvneshwar Kumar was bowling really well against a tough target defending, yet CSK managed to win the game. That's only because of the way how you prioritize batters, how you prioritize every bowler to score runs on the board. The planning is very important while chasing high targets. Manvinder Singh Bisla's intent to chase 190 odd against Chennai Super Kings in 2012, having a great memory of high targets chases. So it's always pretty clear that if you are planning to chase high target, any one name comes. Which means there have been contributing factors, but any one batter should be outstanding to make it happen. It may be Manvinder Bisla, it may be Shane Watson, but someone must be there. 71 for no loss. Vinay, the new bowler. Oh, misses out the run out opportunity. The streak still continues. The opening partnership stays long. And as long as the opening partnership stays long, there's always been a hope as well. We could clearly see the constant pressure on the bowling unit, that they have not picked up a wicket so far. So there is a pressure to take that first wicket as quick as possible. Oh, just went over the fielder's hands. This exactly we've seen in the first innings as well. Opening partnerships stood for 74 runs. And now this innings, opening partnership stood for 73 runs. Which is also eventually setting the tone for this chase. .74 for no loss. Moves across and finds a placement right. And that can never be stopped. Boundary. A much needed boundary at this point of time. Ishwaryam covers himself well. That's a good trigger movement, which actually earned that boundary for them. Now the big shot high in the air. One bounce four. He decided that placement, and it's not now. For a long while he's targeting the fine leg region. Moves across, creates the width, and eventually places. Nobody will be standing in that region. Playing some positive cricket out there, Ishwaryam along with BV Dinesh. The opening partnership continues to 82 for no loss, almost halfway through this chase. Vinay must be trying something new out of the box. It's pretty clear that now there is a fielder in position, but the placement matters. When a batter moves like that, the bowler gets intense pressure, and that's why it gets out of their control. Onto the pads, strong shout from the bowler. Still couldn't break the opening partnership. Dot ball to end the over. That's 82 for no loss. Praveen G, the new bowler, steps out and goes over the long on fielder and beats the distance as well. Goes for a maximum. A warm welcome against Praveen G. That is really good shot. Look at the way how he stepped out. After watching the ball, he was stepping out. That is proper judgment of stroke making, because on that side of the ground, the long on is very far from the batter. If you're clearly hitting, it's a boundary. If it's not, that's a wicket. Good that BV Dinesh is also giving some hope to this innings. 88 for no loss. 113 required to win the game. A new bowler straight away put under pressure. Steps out again. This time much better delivery from Praveen GB. Holding on to breath will be just a single. But this is really good to have a boundary or a sixer on the first 3 balls of an over, so that you can maximize the numbers. Now you got a 6 on the first ball, Now, even if you go single for every ball, you get 11 runs in this over. That's a really healthy sign. And that's why it's always important to focus on boundary on any one of the first three balls. The more early you get a boundary, the more you could maximize numbers on this over. Slide a bit of brightness on the conditions. Really good wicket this is. It is still supporting the batters. Subcontinent conditions, slide a bit of flat tracks. I told that if it's hot and humid conditions, cracks will form. Today cracks didn't form, and that's why it still favors batters. But finally the breakthrough is here. One more time he steps out, but eventually stops his way of getting that boundary. A wonderful adaptation from Praveen GP. This time bowled really well, and that beats Dinesh BV. And eventually Dinesh BV lost his wicket as well. That's the first breakthrough. Praveen GP gets it 90 for 1. BV Dinesh, wonderful innings coming to an end. Continues out to bowl. Praveen GP. Kishore V, the new batter, comes in at number 3. Oh, that's clean ball. Back-to-back wickets as well here. Praveen GP got that breakthrough after a very long time. The late breakthrough, but a very good breakthrough that one brings 2 here. Look at that. He was looking out to be clueless whether to go forward or to play at the back foot. Back-to-back wickets here on a hat-trick now. Praveen GP walks back to the pavilion. Kishore without scoring. 90 for 2. Continues up to bowl Vicky. Now this is turning out to be a slight bit of back-footed approach from white jersey after losing a couple of wickets in the previous over. It turned out to be a wonderful over, a slight turning point as well. Steps out and finds the aerial route, catches the call, and that goes for maximum anyway, beats up the fielder at long on. This was the shot we've been speaking about, which brings the half century as well with that shot for Ishwar M. A tremendous stroke making that is 52 of just 31 balls, 8 boundaries and a 6 with a strike rate of 167. Taking out the responsibility, Ishwar M. Continues out to bat. Sonu Pratap, the new batter, came in at number 4. It's quite good running between the wicket. That brings up 100 up here for white jersey. Halfway through the chase, they've been at the halfway through what requires. Now the 101 required in 9.2 overs, which is surely gettable with 8 batters out there. They just lost 2 wickets. Oh, that's clean ball. One more wicket falling out there. Just one brought 2. Now 2 brought 3. They started picking up wickets one after the other. Now Vicky this time gets a breakthrough, and that too a wicket of a set batter. Ishwar M's story is coming to an end. The big fish is gone. He's walking back to the pavilion for 53 runs. 100 for 3 it is. Jacob, the new batter, comes in at number 5, leading edge, and that, oh, put down. Disappointed Vicky. Should have been the 4th wicket. It's almost landed. He had a lot of time, in fact. Look at that. He saw the ball coming, got his hands, but unfortunately puts it down. 100 for 3 after 11. Praveen GP continues to bowl. Catches the call. Chance of a wicket. And that's taken. One more wicket to Praveen GP. 3rd wicket for him. He didn't got his hat-trick, but eventually he got a chance to pick that wicket as well. 100 for 4. Sonu Pratap, the dismissed batter, walks back to the pavilion. Rajesh, the new batter, is really having that wicket taking knack. Sometimes some bowlers usually have that wicket taking knack. Praveen is having that today. Whatever he does turned out to be a wicket. Slips in position. Run out opportunity. Go running between the wickets from Jacob. Gets off the mark with a single as well. PV Prajesh. Will surely be a good left right combination to watch out for. Continues up to bowl Praveen. Just a single over there. Couple of deliveries out there before things go out of their control. Continues up to bowl Praveen GP. Gets things under control over there with the dot ball. With just one more to finish things off this over. Oh, unfortunate. He is trying for something cheeky all of a sudden. But obviously you have to do that while chasing a high target. Just because wickets kept falling, you can't slow down the process. Both eventually is going to challenge you at the end phase. You should always keep a focus on moving the scoreboard. Single to end the over. That's 1 not 4 for 4. Sadish Yuvi, the new bowler, bringing on so many newbies. Despite of the last over was wicket. Starting things off a wicket seems like a quality batter. Following the basics properly, Prajesh. Could have also continued with what went well for them. Vicky was really bowling well the 11th over. But now suddenly Vicky was replaced by Sadish Yuvi. Maybe they'll be using him at the later part of this innings. But this is seriously increasing the run rate. It's 12.26 already. You need to score 12 runs every over, which is going to be a challenging task at this point of time. Continues out to bowl Sadish Yuvi. Couple of runs on the board. As it is turning out to be quite good under control. Just brings out the cross bat. Will be just a single, of course. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. As it is turning out to be another one that's kept in control. One to end the over. Catches the call. And that's put down. Will be going for maximum as well. It's a dropped catch that goes for sixer. This was that we've been speaking about. Should have been taken anyway. But unfortunately dropped by the fielder. 11 runs coming off that over. 115 for 4. Praveen GP continues to bowl. 3 for 13 as of now. This is what we've been trying to do. But generates a very good turnover there, Praveen GP. This battle is interesting to watch out for Prajesh and Praveen. Solidity comes into game. Was just going on with a single. Those things were quite good under control. Trying to keep up the momentum going high. Catches the call. This time it must be a comfortable one, and that's taken at the long on. No mistakes done by the fielder this time. And that's the story of Jacob coming to an end. Not much better connection. Just found the aerial route but not the distance well. 117 for 5 it is. Jacob walks back to the pavilion and Praveen GP gets his 4th wicket. $117 for 5 with Ram. The new batter comes in at number 7. A tall right-handed batter. The situation is really tough for 40 balls, 84 runs. With a run rate of 12.60 is required to win the game. You need to be really proactive to get that done. Swings the bat straight away. Gets up the mark with that single. Praveen GP was really impressive. 2 wickets on his first over, 1 wicket on the second over, and now a wicket on his third over. Still having 9 more balls left for the day. Can he get a 5 for today? I gotta wait and watch on what's gonna happen right from here. Just going through the sweep cover for single. Not much better connection, hit the toe of the bat. One more to end this over, that's 4 for 17 as of now. He's also having one more over to go. But the run rate is kept in control, it's 13.30 required right from here. Strong appeal! And that's not given out anyway. Dot ball to end the over, that's 119 for 5. Just getting that cheeky single out there. Continues to bowl Vicky. Last over for him. 3.124 for 1. You've also picked up a wicket when that set of flow was happening. (81 of 35 now. This is turning out to be a mammoth target. That's high in the air, and that is taken. One more wicket for Vicky on his last over. Well, Ramkumar's short innings coming to an end. It's quicker delivery. He tried to pull it away, but couldn't get the connection that he is looking for, and good catch taken by the wicketkeeper. 120 for 6. Ramkumar walks back to the pavilion. Purushot, the new batter. Comes in for strike. Punches it down at the long off region straight away to get up the mark. Now 2 left-handers here anyway to cope up the chase right from here. 18 needed of 33 balls. The required run rate moves to 14.55, because this is where the game is getting out of the hands of White Jersey, and X-Speed are doing something to get into the context, the scheme of things. 126 for 6. A quick counter. Oh my god! That had a chance, but a very thin chance. It cannot be blamed that it's not taken. But there was a chance. And that gets extra one. This is reluctance. When you stay reluctant, they get extra runs on the board. 128 for 6 it is after 15. $129 for 6. Last over for Praveen GP. Picked up 4 wickets so far in his spell. Can he get a 5-4 today? It's really a good number to watch out for. I think it was his spell. That's when the game started shifting towards the hands of X-Speed. Until then, they have been in a good driver's seat white jersey. Once Praveen came in, started picking wickets, and then things went out of the control. The batters started fumbling, and wickets fell like a pack of cards. Oh, that's a boundary. Misfield encourages them to go over the boundary as well. This is what we've been speaking about. A low full toss taken well and started off with a boundary. Good batting from Purushot. Nobody have taken a 5-4 in this tournament. That may eventually set a tone for him. 19 for 4 is the best bowling that came from Arun Shankar. Strong shouts and the fingers gone up. That's the 5-4 for Praveen GP. Really good performance. This time Purushot swings it and couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Look at that. A really good turn. That's why white jersey is a wonderful venue to play the game of cricket. It provides the turn assistance that it requires for a spinner, especially for a finger spinner. First 5-4 in this tournament. And that came from a bowler from X-Speed 11s. Praveen GP gets the first 5-4 of this tournament. 5 for 21. 133 for 7. It is white jersey. Satish Watson, the new batter, comes in at number 9. It's quite good under control. Left-right combination anyway. That brings some angle to the game as well. You need to change your field positions accordingly. But I don't think this game can be revived at this point of time. They've lost 7 wickets. The required run rate is 14.89. And he's saying answers for that. I'm gonna try for this. Prajesh have gone big and keeping the hopes alive here for white jersey. This is the shot we've been speaking about. A tossed up delivery, rolled up his body and finished that shot really well. A tremendous stroke making, that is. Starts off with a sixer, 140 for 7. 61 required of 26. There is still some hopes, it seems. But will surely be a challenging stuff anyway. He's also getting good turn if he bowls at the right region. The finger spinners have always got that assistance in white jersey. Good shot from Prajesh again. He's satisfied with just a single over there. And that's how the spell of Praveen JP comes to an end. 29 for 5 wickets. He's completing his spell. 16 gets completed, 141 for 7. Now they required 60 more runs to win in 4 overs. Satish Yuvi comes into the attack, catches the call. Oh, that's put down. Good try from the fielder anyway. Trying to finish things off as quick as possible. That began with a single anyway. Goes for the back foot punch through the covers. Will be just a single. Steps out and goes over the bowler's head. That's high in the air and got the distance as well. Prajesh gets another sixer. This is much stylish with the way how he's doing out there. Look at that. And when you play straight, it looks elegant and it looks more spectacular. 52 of 21. Even though getting closer to 200 will be challenging, but Prajesh is trying to balance the equation anyway. That is pretty much important. Much better one from Satish Yuvi from the previous one. It decides when to step out. That's the problem. It's not like he's blindly stepping out every single time. You never know when he's going to step out. Much good, under control. As things have got done with the way how it's going. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. And that's really good stuff to watch out for. Dot ball to end the over. It's 150 for 7. Going on to the back foot to get that single done. That is 151 for 7. I mean, last 3 overs, all it requires is another 50 runs. Just 17 balls, 50 runs. It's way challenging. Tossed up delivery, got the direction right, and that goes out off the boundary ropes as a 1 bounce boundary. Pretty much good connection out there. The 46 requires to win the game. Both Satish and Prajesh are still showing some intent, playing positive cricket to get closer to the winning target. Opens the front foot and goes for the slog at long on, and that beats up the fielder. 6 on this time. Satish is still keeping the hopes alive. Look at that style, almost like Mahendra Singh Dhoni's style of 6 hitting. This is really long distance. The boundary ropes are considerably longer than the other end. Positive start to this over. 11 runs in 3 balls. Now 40 of 15. Can we see some last over thriller? Something dramatic at the end phase. Swing and couldn't get the connection. 2 is the call from the batter. Prajesh is going back for the second run. And that's really good running between the wickets. And there is a chance for the third run as well. Exceptional running between the wickets. They're maximizing the numbers through that. 13 runs already. Quick 530 runs partnership between these two in 14 balls. And that's why we could not come for the early judgment or early prediction. In cricket, anything might happen as long as the players keep the hopes alive. Oh, that's really positive intent. That goes for wide. Pressure on the bowler for sure. Manoj Kumar. Satish is also smart with his shot selections. Fine leg is empty and that's why he's trying to go cheeky. If you go there, you can eventually get a boundary rather than going against the bowler all the time. For that you need more power. Swing and a miss. Stays in the crease anyway. One to end the over. It's 37 of 13 balls. Will he go for the paddle sweep? The fine leg is empty. Or is it going to be another swing in the bat? A cheeky attempt. And comes straighter. Finds the aerial route. Doesn't got the distance as well. And another dropped opportunity. Will be getting a couple of runs on the board as well. 2 to end the over. That's 166 for 7. Now 12 balls, 35 requires to win the game. The most crucial over, and Janakiraman gets the ball. Just bowled one over today, conceded 14 runs. Now right into the first ball. Swing and a miss. Good start for the 19th over. Just 35 required from 11 balls right from now. That's really turning out to be a great innings from Prajesh. Couple of sixers out there. And Satish was also doing good. Will be wide and the wicketkeeper left the ball. It's going behind. Just a single out there. Brings strike back to Satish. Squeezes through the covers for single. Slow and tactical approach out there from Janakiraman. This is really good. The Prajesh, even he himself claps for that variation, because Janakiraman have never revealed this side of him so far. He bowled quickers one after the other, but all of a sudden this slower one was out of syllabus. .169 for 7. Another wonderful nailing Yorker. We've seen Harish bowling really good in the first innings. He bowled continuous wide Yorker. Similarly, Janakiraman is also nailing Yorkers one after the other. Right bowler at the right time to switch off all the expectations of white jersey. 32 runs of 8 balls. The next 2 balls are going to be the deciding factors of this game. If there is a hope for white jersey, they should do something in the next 2 balls. Catches the call. As it fell short of the fielder, will be just a single. And 31 required of 7 balls to win the game now. This is really good batting display from white jersey as well. They managed to make 170 and way more than that with 7 balls more to be delivered. Swings and misses out. A dot ball to end the over. A wonderful over. Just 4 runs coming off the Janakiraman's over. 31 required of the last over to win the game. Ashwin to bowl the last over. That's high in the air, catches the call. It'll be just a single. Now all they require is a sixer of every ball they face from now. 5 balls, 5 sixes are required to win the game. A little challenging, but we've seen such things happening in T20 cricket. Rahul Tewatia, when he was facing Shelton Cottrell, I think it was 30 required and he hit 5 sixes. Swing on a miss, it'll be a wide. And even Rinku Singh did something like that. 29 of the last over he chased. So it's 29 of 5 balls now. If there is conviction, they could try going closer to the target. You need not to focus on all 5 balls together. Focus on this ball now. That's clean ball. And the hopes were also gone right with that wicket. Satish dismissal is coming through that clean ball. That more or less looks like a blindfolded stroke making. Look at his head position. It was already watching towards a short direction. Over excited stroke making, but good try from Satish all the way. Lost his wicket. And now that leads us to 28 required of 4 balls, which is mathematically impossible, and already have gave a winning edge to Ashok, the new batter, comes in at number 10. This is the first season, an inaugurative season, the root season number 1, fight for the crown. 2 teams battled up to lead up the points table to come to this position, and out of which White Jersey have been outplayed by X-Speed 11s. That's another ball, back-to-back bowls. Ashwin is on a hat-trick now with that wicket. 172 for 9 it is. This was that we've been speaking about. Ashok facing his first ball. Swings and misses out. Nothing goes on his way. 172 for 9 it is. The final batter, the number 11 batter. 3 balls. Expectations have already gone past. 29 of 3 balls. Harish is facing the last 3 balls of this innings. Hat-trick ball missed away. But anyway, that's really good to watch out for. 172 for 9. The root season number 1 have got a warm welcome, a grand opening out there. Fight for the crown, the finals. White Jersey, the core, are the table toppers, top performers of the tournament. But unfortunately, the big day, the special day, it didn't went in their favor. They handled the pressure well. It may be, when you look at the core performance factor, both the sides had good batters, both the sides had good bowlers. The one thing that decided the victory is the fielding standards. Those drop catches, those misfields, if White Jersey have corrected them, the target would have been around 170 or something, and they would have already won the game. So that is something have created a huge impact. The difference between the fielding standard have decided the victory today. Beautiful timing from Prajesh as it's rolling and goes for the boundary to finish things off. That's how the game gets to a completion, and that's how this tournament is also watching its completion. The root season number 1 fight for the crown The title won by X-Speed 11s by beating up White Jersey. A wonderful performance, tremendous performance out there by difference of 23 runs. Exceptional performance, obviously. Both the sides had some upper hands on the league phases. Both won each other once in the league phase, but eventually in today's battle, it's the one who handled the pressure by X-Speed 11s, to be very honest. Especially Praveen GP, 33 of 26 balls and 5 wickets with the ball, have turned the game towards the side. There have been quite good performance out there for sure. Ishwar did really well, Dinesh did really well. Prajesh Rajan have scored unbeaten runs. Satish Watson batted well, but unfortunately they couldn't go past the winning margin. 5-4 from Praveen GP. He was the leading wicket taker in this innings. Vicky 2 wickets, Ashwin 2 wickets. All bowlers put up together, made it happen. They won a comfortable victory of 23 runs difference. There you could see the sports gesture. Both the sides were champions, but today the one who handled the pressure extra bit better are X-Speed 11s, and they are the champions of this tournament as well. Join us with the post-match presentation as well.
Check.
சார் ஒரு பெரிய அப்ரிசியேஷன் ரெண்டு டீமுக்கும். வெரி வெல் பிளேட். நல்ல ஒரு ஃபைனல்ஸ் சார். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இந்த மேட்ச் பிரசன்டேஷனுக்கு ஐ வுட் லைக் டு கால் அப்பான் மிஸ்டர்